Well, hello! Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Erica, and this month I am doing a video every day for the month of May for MerMay. And today is day number 28, and my prompt for the day is honey. If you're familiar with MerMay, but you're not familiar with me, then you probably realize that I am not using the official prompt for MerMay. I actually made my own prompts, so just to help me stay committed to the challenge, and since there's no real specific hard set rules for MerMay, I decided to go ahead and do my own. And I also want to shout out to a couple of the artists that I follow. Tremor's Art, she is a digital artist and she's been posting a video every day with the prompts that I'm using. And also Harriet at my Fanmania studio. She is a traditional artist and she has also been posting videos, and they're both doing some really great mermaids. So if you like mermaids and you want to go check out what they're doing, there will be links to their pages down in the description part of this video. Also, Anya at Anya's Dreams on Instagram is doing a few of the prompts from my list, and she's doing some really cute mermaids too, so she is also linked down there in the description. And so, yep, I decided honey is what I am doing today. I love to paint honeycombs, and I always forget how time consuming they are. But since we only have 4 days left, now only 3 days, only 3 days left now. But since, I only have a few pictures left, I figured might as well go ahead and take the little bit of extra time and to do all the little honeycombs like I wanted to in this one. So basically what I did was I just kind of made her head like a little beehive, and I made her tail all honeycombs, and then like her fin or her flipper part is honey kind of running out from the honeycombs. And then I kind of had like her honey dripping off of her, but I figured since they were in the water, obviously they're in the water, the honey is kind of also lifting up and then floating up, like the little bubbles of honey are going up to the surface. And then I also decided to go ahead and make the little fish look like bumblebees. So I just, made them look like little fish and then put little flippers on each side and then one where the stinger would be, and then gave them the colors of the bumblebees. I might do those a little bit different when I actually switch it over to a coloring book, because I would have liked to have designed the fish a little differently. And I also used the brush pen when I went to color them in or outline them. And I don't like the way the brush pen turned out because the ink from the brush pen kind of bled and feathered out. So I'm not sure why it did that exactly. Maybe my watercolor wasn't dry all the way on the paper. That's probably what it was. I probably didn't let it dry good enough now that I think about it, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. But yeah, the fish were the only thing that I did have a little bit of difficulty with, so I'll probably do those a little bit different. But other than that, I really liked the way this piece turned out. It's probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite one so far. I think right now it's a toss-up between this one and the one I did of Starfish. I like the way Starfish turned out too. The only issue I have with all these paintings is that none of them really look like I wanted them to exactly, and that's just because I was really rushing them. And also, I've really been practicing mostly with the watercolor for these. So this one, I will say, probably has come the closest to it turned out almost exactly how I pictured it, except I messed up the bees, but I can fix that with the digital. But yeah, this one, 28 days. I'm finally getting pretty comfortable with the watercolor. It only took 28 days. And I'm not even like, 100%. I still have some issues, but like if I would have tried to have done this painting, like had I decided to make honey the prompt for day number 4, this piece probably would have taken me 3 days using the watercolor. So I will say that I have gotten a little bit faster using the watercolor. That helps. And I did use the masking fluid again for this one just so that I didn't have to try to go around all of the little drips and all of the little fish. I didn't put it on her whole body. It I figured that was probably, unnecessary. I can go around her body, the big pieces. That's not a problem. But yeah, any of the little skinny pieces that I would have thought I had to like try to wrap around and go around, I just went ahead and masked over that with the masking tape. And then I just used a little eraser because I find it's a little harder to get the small pieces up than it is the big piece, because once you start pulling the big piece, it all comes up on its own. But it's hard to get those little ones started. So yeah, an eraser works really well to get the masking fluid off. Um, they actually sell something that is made specifically for that, but I don't have that. And like I said, that eraser works good enough. I don't really feel like I need to get one just for that. So yeah, if you use masking fluid and you have a hard time getting it off, I know that like some people said use tweezers. I would worry about maybe damaging the paper though if I use tweezers, because and I don't know, metal on the paper and scraping around. It's bad enough when I use my fingernail, I feel like. But the eraser, I already using that on the paper, and you just kind of hit it on the edge, and once it just pulls it right up. So yeah, it's a good hack. I probably could have spent a little more time on the honeycombs as well. Well, if I would have spent more time, then I may not have finished this today. But I would have liked to have spent a little more time on them. They're not exactly perfectly symmetrical, like they don't all match exactly. But I got them pretty close. I got them close enough for for this piece. That will be one thing that I think would be nice about digital art, is being able to maybe do out a pattern a little bit better and have some kind of control over the size of the lines and how far they're spaced and stuff like that. We'll see. I'm not sure how it will work, but we'll see. So I just basically penciled in all of the little honeycombs, and then I went back with a pen and I, marked them all out. And then I went and I colored it all in, of course, with like that golden color. And I did some gold metallic on the um, honeycombs themselves, just so that they would have like kind of a shine. So when you turned the page and moved it around, you could see it flop. And then once I got all of that done, I didn't want the honeycombs to be outlined in black. So I went over all of my outlines with the white jelly pen, or the Uni-Ball white gel pen. So that gives it kind of I get more of a 3D look for it. It's got that, because honeycombs, the honey's kind of sitting inside of the honeycomb a little bit. So I wanted the honeycomb itself to kind of pop out. And then I just took like the darker areas and went over the white gel pen with a little bit of the same color that I used to do the honeycomb, but just in like the darker areas, and I left it white where maybe the light would be hitting her fin or her tail. And I also did take a little bit of the white, or not the white, the blue pearl from the Coliro metallics to use on the bumblebee's little fins. So they have a little bit of a sheen to them too, a little bit of an opalescent look to them when you move the paper around. And that's where I messed up with the bees. I really probably should have just used a regular multi-liner pen instead of trying to use that brush pen, but lesson learned. And then, of course, after I was done with the bees, the black part, I went ahead and outlined their little wings so that it would also get rid of the something's crawling around out there. and it would also get rid of the the black lines on their wings. So yeah, and then I did put some little seashells on her to cover her nipples, because, you know, nipples. But showing the nipples doesn't really bother me, but, you know, I'm trying to keep the MerMay thing pretty family friendly for the most part. Coloring book, pretty family friendly too. So yeah, we covered the nipples for this one. But yep, this is it. This is what I did for Honey, and I'm just finishing it up. I went around her again with a little bit of another touch up on the black outline, because sometimes when the watercolor goes over it, you lose that nice crisp black. And if you're interested in checking out any of the products that I'm using from MerMay, they are all linked down in the description part of this video as well. And I want to thank everybody so much for watching today's video. I hope you all have a great day or evening wherever you are. And I want to give a big thanks to all of my subscribers. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you so much. And I will talk to everybody in tomorrow's video. Can't believe there's only 3 more days of MerMay left. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Love ya. Bye.